I was recently talking with my cousin, who's a professor out west at one of the colleges out west, and we're similar ages. We're just getting into our 40s, and I understand that's still on the younger end, but listen, it's older than 20. At the beginning of middle age, I think your expectations start to get tempered. Because here was his comment. I said, you're turning 40, how does that feel? And he said, well, as you get older, you start to realize that you're not the protagonist of the world. Which I found a really interesting comment, because I don't describe him as being spiritual. And I think it's the thought that Solomon's getting at in verse 11. He says, no one remembers the former generations, and even those yet to come will not be remembered by those who follow them. Which I think proves my cousin's point. No matter how important you think you are right now, in 100 years, most likely nobody alive is going to know who you are. Not even the people that descend from you, right? And that's pretty sobering. Now, maybe some of us will make it in the history books, but comparatively very few. And yet, this is kind of comical, and yet we all have a tendency to live like the world revolves around us and like we're the most important person in the world. And I wonder if that is our problem when it comes to finding our meaning and our purpose. Instead, it's actually madness, right? That's what he's saying here. We all die, and we're not going to be remembered. So what are we missing? Well, let me give you one more illustration. And I've used this one before, but it's stuck with me over the years. Imagine right now that you are 4 years old, and you're going to a birthday party for a friend. Okay, now if you forgot what this is like, let me just describe this to you, and let me use myself as an illustration. So let's picture little Bobby. His mom is taking him to a birthday party for little Dave, okay? Little Dave, man, he's turning 4. He thinks it's the greatest thing in the world. Oh my God. And if you haven't been to a birthday party for little kids recently, let me just tell you, you get there and what's going on? It's chaos, right? There's an activity, they're bouncing off the walls, and then what do? We lead up and we give them birthday cake, right? And then we give them a bunch of sugar, and then what happens? More chaos, right? After the birthday cake is done, what do? Right? What's the big culmination of the birthday experience? The presents, right? So just picture, we got little Dave over here. He's sitting in there. His mom's next to him. Everybody's bringing presents to him. They're putting it at his feet because it's his birthday, right? It's little Dave's birthday. Well, sometimes you go to these parties, and depending on how old they are, right? 4 is a good. Everybody sees the presents, and what do the little kids do? They want to go and open the presents themselves. All right, so let's picture little Bobby. He sees those presents out in front of little Dave. He runs up and he starts to open up some of the presents because he's excited. And then other people start jumping in. They're all trying to open the presents. The parents come. They pull the kids away. There's weeping and gnashing of teeth. Everybody's crying. Now, the good parents, and hopefully you're the good parent, they'll take their kids over, and let's just say his mom, little Bobby's mom, takes him over and tries to explain to him about the realities of life. She gets down on one knee, she looks him in the eye and says, little Bobby, you can't open the presents. And he's like, why? Why does one? And she says, listen, I got to tell you, you can't open the presents because what? Because this is little Dave's party. It's not your party. It's his party. Now you laugh because it's funny because it's true. A 4-year-old's birthday party shows us a lot about ourselves. Because too many of us right now, we're living life like it's our party. But it's not. It's God's party. So what do we say? We wake up and say, God, why is life so hard? Right? We work endless hours to make more money. We look at other people and we're envious of them. We think we deserve more. Why? Because we think it's our party. But this world is God's party. And the reason it feels so monotonous and repetitious and purposeless is because we think this world is about us. But it's not. It's about God and celebrating Him every day.